Is that movement? Fascinating. Time since rejuvenation, 10 minutes. Visual blinking and facial stretching, similar to someone waking up from sleep. Interesting. They seem to be looking at my face. Are they recognizing me as an entity? Well, that's unexpected. Speech. Hello? Can you understand me? Fascinating. I should do interviews. This experiment has turned out better than I dared hope. Subject displays no obvious signs of zombification. You don't know? Don't you remember? You died. Hold on, it's probably better to let you see for yourself. Now, when I lift the cloth covering the mirror, you might be in for a shock, so just prepare yourself. Ready? Hey, it's not that bad. I mean, you seem relatively alive for someone who's just ahead. I was expecting very limited cognitive activity, let alone full conversations. Well, I found you under a pile of rocks. I'm assuming something caused them to fall on you, crushing your body and, well, killing you. Well, the rocks were too heavy for me to move, and, well, realistically, the damage to your body from the neck down would have been beyond even my ability to fix. So, I decided to test out a hypothesis I'd been thinking of. Well, there have been a few documented examples of successful resurrection spells used on those missing key major organs, and somewhat operating with only minor impairment, so I wanted to know what extreme that extended to. Hence, severed head. And, well, honestly, you've surpassed even my most optimistic estimations. Well, like I said, I don't think there's much I can do to reunite you with your old body. But it is possible I could connect you to a new one. But all of that is conjecture. This is thoroughly unexplored territory. I mean, necromancy as a field of study is already kind of a niche area of study, but something this extreme, well, it's unheard of. This is the first experiment of its kind. However, once I have adequate data on the resurrection process on your head, we could attempt to attach you to a body as a kind of follow-up study. I mean, between the executions and, well, local doula hunts, I'm sure finding headless bodies shouldn't be too much of an issue. I could even let you pick your favorite if you'd like. Ooh, we could see if you could be attached to non-human torsos. That could be an interesting study. Right. Probably not your foremost concern. But for the time being, it would be remiss of me as a scientist to waste this opportunity to document your experiences and feelings post-revival. Tell me, do you feel hunger? Thirst? Do you need to breathe? Do you actually need to breathe? Or would it just be a habit from before? I mean, you don't have lungs for the air to go to. Right, sorry. Go on. I suppose talking would dry out the mouth. I might have just the thing. Open wide. There. Better? Good. because I have a lot more questions. This is going to make a fine dissertation. If I were to let you drink, it would simply fall out of the base of your neck. But would there be phantom sensations of it passing through? I suppose we could investigate. If I was to hold you over a bucket to catch the spillage. Well, for the record, I think you're a rather wonderful head. If that's any consolation to you. Speaking of spillage, you aren't leaking blood anymore, so I could put you on a pillow, if that would make you more comfortable. Yes, of course. Just allow me to... There. Is that more comfortable than the wooden table? Excellent. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Do you still feel like you? You don't feel any different as a person mentally, do you? Okay. Any numbness around the neck? Soreness? Anything? Interesting. I will say, it's a blessing I can ask you about your experiences, otherwise I'd have a much more limited understanding of this process's effect on you. Oh, is your mouth drying out again? There. Yes, your blood is gone. I have no idea what the effect will be. I mean, obviously there's other cases of rejuvenation where there will have been blood lost in the original death. But, well, their bodies would have been able to generate more blood and, well, actual blood flow. There's no telling what the effect will be on you, and what will be maintained through the magic. Will your teeth go grey and fall out? Will they be kept in stasis? Your skin does look a little pale, but you also seem perfectly lucid, so the lack of oxygen going to your brain doesn't seem to be having any kind of prominent effect. That's the trouble with magic. It's difficult to learn what the rules are without a lot of trial and error. Don't look so worried. I'm sure I'll be able to fix any misnomers or maladies that affect you. I mean, don't forget that you find yourself in the basement of a witch. Compared to restoring a severed head, replacing missing teeth is child's play. Speaking of which, wait there. Not that you have much choice. Here we are. Well, ordinarily, for healing, it would normally just be taken orally through a liquid. A potion, in more common terms. But, obviously, in your condition, that's not really on the cards. So, I'm going to try something else. Here. It's a topical cream, composed of the same core ingredients, just in ointment form. Just going to apply some of this to the base of your neck. Fascinating. I think your neck grew at the base. Interesting. If we were to continue regular application of the healing tonic, is it possible that you can regrow a body? Perhaps if I set up a drip with a constant flow of it? That's something to consider. Perhaps it would be similar to a lizard regrowing its tail, just on a larger scale. Scale. Or, of course, perhaps it's just that your neck is growing longer. But, well, better to stay optimistic when progressing through unknown territory, I say. Allow me to just measure your neck, and your hair as well. I want to see if it grows too. or whether it's kept in some kind of stasis. Well, necromancy has always been my area of expertise. There's something kind of peaceful about graveyards. When you're not afraid, that is. And, well, think about the amount of beheadings used in executions. If that process was reversible, say, in the event of a false guilty finding, for example, that would be a huge finding. I mean, that kind of discovery would have major implications for both the judiciary and the medical worlds. The possibilities are truly awe-inspiring. Oh, right, your mouth. Interesting how your eyes aren't drying out, though. I suppose it's because the tear glands are located in your head, so are affected by the spell. But I really must find a better way of keeping you hydrated. I don't want you drying out overnight. If I write the runes for a charm, like so, and stick that to the bottle, there we are. It should perform the process automatically every minute or so. All you need to do is hold your mouth open, and it should keep you nice and moisturized. Oh, runes. They're like written instructions for the magic. Just write out what you want it to do, and it will follow the instructions to the letter, which can be a blessing and a curse. Writing runes down wrong can be disastrous. But it seems to be working just fine. See? Well, it seems like you and I are going to be seeing a lot of each other for the rest of this study. But for the time being, I need to go and get some sleep. I will be back in the morning, and we can see about setting up that drip for you. See you in the morning, my darling head. That feels wrong. I'll work out a different name. But for now, good night.